About a month ago, Noelani Charters came out with the video that you're watching right now. It is not the greatest video for advertising, but it definitely shows off how beautiful this boat is and makes it look like a ton of fun to be on. I can't deny it. I would love to be on this boat. However, unfortunately, as of a few days ago, the only way that you're going to be on this boat is if you go down 800 feet in a submarine to go check it out. The Nakoa recently was beached on the reef just outside of Honolua Bay, and it obviously caused a huge stir on the island of Maui, and pretty much everyone in the islands, I think, knew about this incident. So if you don't know what happened, go back to my previous video about the subject. I did a whole deep dive as to how it happened, why it took so long for them to get it off of the reef. And if you don't know anything about it, you're definitely going to want to check that video out first. Moving on to what we're looking at today, we're going to see how they finally got it off of the reef and the damage that it did to the reef, as well as what happened as to why they were not able to take it all the way to Honolulu, which was their original plan. So obviously the first problem with taking the boat off of the reef was that no action was taken fast enough. Like nobody caught it right when it started to run aground and then pull it off with something else before it got fully dry. But this boat was way up there. Brittany and I actually just went to Maui recently and we were able to see the boat in person. We weren't able to get very close because the road was closed, but we went up as far as we were allowed to. The DLNR officer stopped us from continuing any further. We were able to at least see the boat and be like, wow, that's a boat, dry. And it was really, really high up on the reef. You just can't feel how close it is to everything until you go look at it in person. So hopefully these images are doing it justice. They finally were able to get it out after several failed attempts by hooking up some lines to the front of it and pulling it off. It looks like from this video, they also did some kind of cutting. Maybe there was a part that was like really, really stuck and they're like, hey, let's just lop that off and it'll move a little bit easier once we do that. I'm not sure exactly what the purpose of that action was, but basically they got the boat ready to be pulled. They got a huge boat to pull it with. I think the problem the first time they tried to pull it out was that the boat that they brought was not big enough. So they brought a boat there, the line, something was not strong enough. They pulled on it, couldn't move it out. And then this time they came in with the big guns and just yanked it straight out. There is a point of view from one of the tugboats. Hopefully I'm able to get the high quality. If not, I apologize for the low quality here, but this is the best that I could do given the time constraints. So yeah, it's crazy to see all the perspectives here of how this boat finally got pulled out. So you may be thinking like, hey, they got the boat out. Now it should be easy, right? Just drag it over to the closest harbor and fix it up and then take it somewhere else. Well, they didn't do that. They tried to go straight to Honolulu, which is like 100 something miles from where it was beached. And so while they were on the way out, they noticed that the boat was sinking. And the reports that I read were that it was too dangerous in any moment between it being beached and it being out in the water to somehow seal it up or put more airbags in it. That's apparently what they do to keep boats like this floating, is fill it up with airbags. And so there's no point in time where it was safe enough. So they had to make a split decision and end up just leaving it out in the channel out there. So now it's somewhere off the coast of Maui, in between Maui and Molokai, and it's about 800 feet deep in the water, which is impossible to dive to as far as I know. So I think the only way down now is a submarine. So I don't think that anyone is going to see that boat. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to be a artificial reef. Well, it doesn't actually happen like that for fiberglass boats. It's steel boats that are left in shallow water. So that boat now is just going to sit in the sand down there doing nothing for eternity, because fiberglass probably lasts for a really long time. So that boat is down in Davy Jones' locker, never to be seen again. And it's just really funny looking back at this video that they made about only a month ago, where they had a multi-million-dollar boat cruising around and got this beautiful video of people e-foiling around it. And now the boat that was once cruising around is now at the bottom of the ocean. So it's pretty sad. It's pretty stupid. It's terrible what happened to the reef. Let's go now see all the damage that happened to the reef. And we're going to talk about what you guys can do to be a part of repairing that reef there, because as you can see here from this drone footage, it is a lot of damage. Now, we were actually able to get some underwater footage there as well. I wasn't able to. We were busy the last day that we were in Maui, which was the day that they finally had it pulled out. So I didn't have a chance to go over there, but we have this amazing footage from Kai Matera, he got there right after the boat got pulled out, so they got a really good look at the damage there. He does wave photography and videos out at Honolua Bay, so if you want to see some huge surf, go check out his Instagram page, Kai Matera. I have a link in the description down there for you guys to go check out. So thanks again for Kai Matera for providing footage. There's also some other great footage provided by Don McLeish, who I think went out with a team of marine biologists and dove the area and looked for coral that could be salvaged. So these giant pieces of coral that they're picking up in this video here, they're actually going to take that back to the lab, help them nurse back to health, and then take them back out after the incoming swell that's coming. It is winter right now, so we're going to get some massive north swells that's going to hit Honolua Bay. They're going to go back out and put that coral back using some special techniques that they have to get it to reattach to the ground out at the damaged reef. So it's actually really amazing the work that they're going to be able to do out there to help restore the reef. I'm going to, of course, see if there's any way that I can get personally involved, hands-on. It'd be really cool to get some videos of that. But until then, we can contribute directly to that effort of restoring the coral there through this link. They set it up where that money that you donate to that link goes directly to that project of restoring the coral out at Honolua Bay after the damage done by the boat. So hopefully, again, the biggest thing here is that the boat owner is going to be held accountable and he's going to have to pay some fines. I'm hoping that it's something like $100,000 donation just to that effort, and then also like a big fine going to the state, you know, the other entities that had to pull the boat out. And this is not the last that we're going to hear of boats running aground in Maui. There was just this crazy wind spell that came through. The wind was blowing the opposite direction of where it normally blows from, and it ran these two boats aground that were moored just outside of Mala Harbor in Lahaina. So we actually just dove at a shipwreck right in the same spot. And luckily, I guess this boat that we were diving at went straight down, whereas these two other boats went straight into the reef. So there's going to be a lot more damage to report over there. I'm going to see if I can get some videos of it. If you guys are interested, make sure you let me know by leaving a comment down below about doing another video about those boats that are running aground right now. And we can keep up this series of people damaging their boats, destroying the reef by being lousy boat owners. So hopefully we can start to see some accountability for these boat owners. Again, I can't say thank you enough to Kaneohe Haleakala, who has provided tons of footage and information about the subject. They've helped me a lot with gathering footage from individuals and then giving it to me in an easy to digest format so that I can present it to you guys. So huge thank you, mahalo to Kaneohe Haleakala. Make sure you're following them for updates on everything going on in Maui. Yeah, just thank you to everyone who provided footage for this video, and I'll see you guys next time when some more crazy stuff goes wrong in the ocean and people need to be held accountable for it. So for now, that's all the stuff we saw. Bye.